Peace to all. I was thinking of the scripture quote, where two or three are gathered in my name, there I am in their midst. I was thinking of it as I read an article by Frank Azaria, the actor, comedian, probably most famous for the series The Simpsons, who wrote an intriguing article on the death of Matthew Perry. And he entitled it, God Was a Bunch of Drunks in a Room. He writes of Matthew Perry taking him to his first AA meeting. And when they got there, he looked at him and he said, God was a bunch of drunks in a room. Azaria writes this, he says, at the time, I didn't know what he meant. I've since learned. He meant that as bad as we feel, as low as we go, we tend to feel we're alone in it. Whether our problem is alcoholism, a bad marriage, illness, depression, strife, we feel that we are the only one who has ever gone through it. In recovery, Azaria says, we call it terminal uniqueness. And he says it's by going into a room with a few or a lot of other people and sharing, saying out loud what it is that's upsetting us, and hearing that from others that we feel, well, maybe we're not alone. In fact, in time, what we become sure of is that the most unfortunate, terrible things we face are actually our greatest strength as they connect us with others. It's a great article. As we get connected to others, especially in our pain, our weaknesses, our suffering, our shame, there God is in our midst. We cannot go anywhere, really, without God being present to us through each other. Azaria finishes his statement there when he says, and so all that seemingly pointless suffering has a tremendous point. It brings us together, and we can experience God in such depth when we know we're not alone. Certainly a good lesson for all of us to reach out to others in our pain, to know that we're not alone, that we all share the human condition, and we all have issues and difficulties, but God is present, and if we allow ourselves to be connected to others like Matthew Perry allowed himself, and he took Frank Azaria to his AA meeting, really good things can happen, and God is in our midst. So if we're looking for God and we feel that we can't experience God, we can connect with others, and we can experience God there too. Peace to all this week.